All righty. Well, welcome to my last session of the day. I've had sessions since 11 o'clock, so I'm surprised I'm still able to talk right now. But let's talk about something really important. Let's talk about partnering with DoForms. So, DoForms takes partnering very seriously. In fact, the majority of our company is focused 100% on just supporting our partners, right? We build forms for all our partners. We take on all the heavy lifting. We really view our partners as beneficial to us. We appreciate all of our partners, and we really work hard to support our partners. And one of the things that we try very hard at DoForms to be is a source of revenue for those partners, whether it's revenue generated from selling DoForms or revenue that partners can generate by selling their product because of DoForms, right? So, in some cases, people may come up and say, "Hey, we're a reseller. We want to sell the product for whatever any customer wants." Some people come up to us and say, "Hey, we have our own product. We want to integrate with DoForms to be able to offer some more services." Or some people may say, "This will help me sell my product because somebody has the need for an application before they can use my product. So if we can build them that application, then they can use my product," right? So there's a number of different ways that people approach us from a partnering perspective. And I can tell you, partnering is our fastest revenue stream in DoForms. And we're building up a great base of really powerful and really successful and great partners. We love our partners. And we do everything in the world, to support our partners, including sharing our revenue, right? So, probably the best thing and most important thing about DoForms when it comes to partnering and reselling is we can help you generate revenue. I mean, basically, why become a partner? Recurring revenue. Everybody loves recurring revenue. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And with DoForms, you can generate a recurring revenue stream. And in many cases, if you're a partner, let's say, who sells a piece of hardware and maybe you're making $100 in profit on that piece of hardware, well, you may be able to make an additional, $25 to $100 on just DoForms recurring revenue over time. That's a pretty significant number to add to the profit you're making on a particular product. So, if you're selling your own product and DoForms helps that, you're making money from the sale of your product and you're making money on recurring revenue. Some people are just looking to add revenue into what they're doing. They're already in a sales position. They're already in a company that sells other products. We're something else to sell. We're another solution. And we happen to be a very flexible solution. So instead of having to have 900 vendors in your Rolodex, if you have DoForms in your Rolodex, you can turn to us for a lot of the different problems that you're presented. So, we offer the ability to help you basically generate a recurring revenue stream. So if you're a reseller and you have a company that's selling, scanning devices and things of that nature, and you want to be able to sell DoForms as a solution to help sell more of these scanning devices, generate recurring revenue, be able to solve more customers for people, it's all a great reason to work together. And like I said, DoForms really, really appreciates our partners, and we love working with our partners, and we do everything to support our partners. Now, when it comes to the recurring revenue, it's very easy to become a DoForms reseller. You contact us, you get connected together with our CFO. He will give you the documentation you need. You fill it out. You become a reseller. You negotiate your terms. It kind of depends on how much work we do, how much work you do. There's a couple of things going back and forth there. And basically, you become a reseller. And we have a reseller management system that helps you basically build your own accounts and add your own users and manage things. Or you can become a referral agent. So in some cases, people don't want to lose the control over their customer. They want to build a customer. They want to upcharge whatever they want to do. That's fine. DoForms has the mechanism to bill you versus the customer and bill you at your discount and effectively allow you to have total control over your customer, over the revenue stream from that customer. You don't have that kind of infrastructure. You don't want to do recurring revenue. You want to be a referral agent. That's fine too. You bring in the deals and DoForms will bill the customer and we'll pay you back, your commission on that. So we're pretty flexible when it comes to, how you partner with DoForms. We try to give you a working version of the system so you can demo the product to customers. We have what we call our partner app, which is a mobile DoForms based application that gives you out of the box a whole set of sample forms and different things that you can use, return on investment calculators and a bunch of material that will help you sell the product. And then, probably the biggest thing that we do at DoForms from a partnering perspective is we basically support you. So what we learned over the years is, when you have a company and, selling DoForms is not your main responsibility, trying to go out and hire people that are going to learn DoForms, and now you're paying them, but you haven't sold any of it yet, and you've already, 20,000 in for their salaries, and you're just trying to win deals. And so, and that became a real hindrance for some of these companies. As much as they wanted to do it, the cost to get started was hard. And then they didn't really know the product, and they're out there trying to represent it, and they didn't do well on their initial sales because they really didn't know the product all that well. So we kind of stepped back and we said, what's the best way to, support our partners? And the best way we discovered was to build out an organization of what we call mobile solutions consultants, and basically give them to the partners, and basically say, look, you don't have to hire people. You can. You could decide in the future it makes more sense for you to have the people that know how to build their own forms and know how to support the customers, but it's not necessary to get started. So, if you're a reseller and you want to get started tomorrow, and maybe you already have a customer who you think DoForms would be great for, there's really no startup cost. You contact a mobile solutions consultant, we'll assign one dedicated to you. You start working with that person, you identify a customer, you ask them for a copy of their paper form or something that we can build in advance. We take that, you call up your MSC and you say, hey, can you build this for me? They build it. They get back to you, they show it to you, you like it, you say, yes, let's get a meeting, get together with the customer. Your mobile solutions consultant gets on that call with you, does the demo, does everything that needs to happen. Customer needs changes, they do all the customer handling for you. And basically what you're doing is effectively writing them up. So, if we can get the customer to say, yeah, this is great, we want that product, you're doing the sale, the money's going to you. And like I said, over time, if you want to get your own people, that's great, but you don't need to make an investment in people. You don't need to make an investment in time. You literally could start generating recurring revenue by the first customer that you bring into the fold here. That's why we say everything you get, get started immediately. So we literally have customers that, partners that come to the table, become a reseller, and already have customers lined up that they know can use the product. So they literally can sign up as a reseller, start demos the next day, and start generating that recurring revenue. So that's pretty powerful to be able to ramp up that quickly without all of that infrastructure cost that it would take to necessarily get there. Now, let's go to the next slide here, right? Well, the next slide says thank you. So I'm going to thank you for those people that actually signed up, and talk about the people that want to come in here. So, how do you become a reseller? Why should you become a reseller? What's in it for you? Is it lucrative? Is it not lucrative? I'm going to say, we've had enough track record now to tell you that becoming a reseller could be very lucrative for you. People don't realize, recurring revenue is a great thing. One of my best friends is in the insurance business. Those premiums pay out every year. He's like one of my wealthiest friends I ever know. He keeps getting money, and he keeps getting and growing. And as he expands his recurring revenue, those checks get bigger, those annuities get bigger and bigger. And that's why people love recurring revenue. If you look at the way companies are sold that have recurring revenue, companies pay X factors. They pay 10 times the value of that company because that revenue is recurring. People love recurring revenue. So, become a reseller and sell a 1,000-unit deal and start generating thousands of dollars a month in recurring revenue, and get another 100-unit deal and a 10-unit deal and a 20-unit deal. And before you know it, you've got a nice recurring revenue stream coming from DoForms. And literally we did most of the heavy lifting for that. So, there's a lot of compelling reasons to become a partner of DoForms. It's not difficult. And, we will help you with your customer to make these sales. The other thing that's kind of, very compelling about becoming a reseller with DoForms is because we're so horizontal, you don't have to have a Rolodex, like I said, of 1,000 different companies, have 1,000 different relationships, have your people, trying to figure out, when do I call them this one? When do I call them that one? All these different price sheets, all these different configurations. because DoForms can do healthcare solutions and field service and inventory and merchandising and pretty much conform to any customer solution that's required, you know, at the end of the day, we can basically become almost a one-stop shop. We tell a lot of our resellers, look, we can do things very quickly. So if you have a scenario, give us a call. If we can't do it and we can't do it quickly, we will tell you, because you know we do everything so quick. There's no way we could lie to you. There's no way we could say, yeah, we can do it, and then say we got 6 months to figure this out. You know, we have 6 hours to figure this out. So if we tell you we can do something, we can do it, right? So a lot of our resellers and partners now, they give us first crack. They're like, hey, is this something you guys can do? We're like, yes. Okay, I'll bring you in tomorrow. If we can't, we'll tell you, and we'll even try to guide you to the right vendor that may have that solution canned and ready for you to go. You know, so with that said, anybody that wants to become a reseller, contact us. We'll get you set up. We'll get you all the tools that you need. We'll get you a dedicated person to work with you. That'll be your support person to start building out forms for you and supporting your customers. And, you know, we'll get you going. Now, if you participated in any of my other sessions today, you would have heard me talk about the fact that our new Workforce Manager is a platform on which you can build solutions now to offer customers. And I want to talk a little bit about that, because not only can you resell DoForms as sort of a DIY, we can build it, make it whatever the customer wants, one-off off the shelf, but you're going to also have the ability now to sell our canned solutions that we're coming out with for healthcare and field service and inventory, merchandising, retail, delivery. But that platform that we're building our solutions on is also being opened to you guys and has an entire infrastructure that's going to allow you to take maybe an industry that you're very knowledgeable in and build a set of forms and a set of reports and some data and really make a canned solution. And then, you know, the value there is, one, you can start selling that solution. 2, we can put that solution into our own marketplace. 3, we can offer that solution to all of the partners in our ecosystem to say, here's another solution for pest control, for HVAC, for anything that you have expertise in. We're going to give you guys the ability to start building your own verticalized, customized solutions using the DoForms platform, and then also give you the channel to distribute those products through. So, you know, becoming a DoForms partner, like I said, there's not a lot of risk. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of investment. You can generate a recurring revenue base at the end of the day. You can even generate your own products. We have resellers coming to us now and saying, hey, we'd like to have our own branded product, our own white labeled product, or, you know, hey, we'd like to be able to build a solution that we want to repetitively sell. And, you know, DoForms could help them build that, or they could build it themselves. So a lot of people are starting to generate solutions on the DoForms platform, and they're becoming resellers in order to capture that recurring revenue. So how do you do it? Once again, you know, you can go on the website and ask to see the reseller agreement. You can contact us. Not everybody falls into the same type of reseller. We have different resellers across the board. It ranges from individual people to large organizations that sell everything under the sun, thousands of SKUs, to hardware vendors that sell printers and scanners and things of that nature, to carriers and so on and so forth. So basically, we'll identify what kind of partner you need to be. We'll give you the right legal infrastructure to become that partner. We've worked with partners where their systems can automatically talk to our systems electronically in the background so that they could order the product right through their own systems. That's all capable, all possible if that's something that you need to do. And we can facilitate, you know, any kind of EDI type transaction with you as far as that goes. And you know, happy to do that. So basically, we've been well established in this space for a lot of years. We have a great track record now. Our customers have submitted well over 5 billion forms to date. We have very large and referenceable customers. So if you bring an opportunity to the plate and we need to reference customers to support you in that sale, we have very large referenceable customers that are very happy. I don't know if you watched our panel discussion today, but those were 3 pretty significant customers that you know, really love DoForms, and you know, we're willing to speak on our panel today. They'd be willing to, you know, give our customers references. So very referenceable customers in healthcare, very referenceable customers in manufacturing. Some of the largest, you know, manufacturing companies in the world using DoForms, and We support everybody from the guy with one user to the guy with thousands and tens of thousands of users. So you don't even have to start off big as a reseller. You can start off, many of our resellers are like, hey, I'm going to test the waters here. I got a guy who owns a warehouse who needs 2 devices and he wants a little inventory app. You know what? That's fine. Bring it to us. We'll help build it. We'll get that guy going. It doesn't take a tremendous amount of effort. So it really doesn't matter if it's 2 or 2,000. But as your confidence grows, you start bringing us the more important customers that you have. And it just becomes a success as a lot of friends type of relationship between us and you as a reseller or a partner at DoForms. At the end of the day, we manage channel conflict. We basically work very hard. If you bring a deal to the table, we honor that deal, for you. We are very strict in the company about that. We don't really sell product. We sell through you guys, so we don't sell against you. We don't steal any business from you. We let you bill your own customers. It's a pretty harmless process and a very professional process. We've been doing this. I've been doing this for some 20 or 30 years now, and really have partnered with some of the largest companies in the country, and always maintain the sanctity of that relationship. With that said, let me just talk a little bit about why become a reseller, right? I've given you a million reasons and recurring revenue and all this other stuff, but really the compelling reason of why to participate in the DoForms ecosystem is that basically we solve a problem. We solve the problem of why and what, right? So if you say, hey, you should use this device, and somebody says, well, for what? I already have a cell phone. Well, you're going to need an app to run on that device that takes advantage of the scanning and the printing and the size of the screen. Why sell him a tablet if he's already got a cell phone? Well, obviously you're going to need to show him an app that takes advantage of the size of a tablet, right? Otherwise, why don't they just use their cell phone? So we make it possible to go to somebody and say, well, give me that piece of paper that you're using that really wouldn't fit nicely on a cell phone, because you want to be able to show it to the customer. You want to be able to take signatures. Let me redo that for you and show you why that would be much better on a tablet, right? So we help do that. We help sort of be able to very quickly show the customer why this other thing you need is there. The other thing that we're starting to help a lot of people with is what I call expanding market share. So a lot of our partners out there are dependent on custom bills, right? So if you're selling something to somebody, printers or scanners, and they take 6 months to build something, you're waiting 6 months to basically sell them the hardware to deploy that solution, right? So, with DoForms, we try to be able to get that solution in their hands during the demo, right? So we have a lot of our partners now that sell hardware that basically our commitment to them is our 100% goal is to have that customer ask you for a hardware proposal during our demo, meaning they saw enough of the product in the demo that they feel that with 1 or 2 tweaks, they could go ahead and start deploying this and start buying technology from you sooner than later. So I believe that the biggest value proposition that DoForms has for our reselling partners is truly the ability to reduce your sales cycle dramatically down. In fact, one of the things we started seeing out there is a lot of our hardware vendors were used to, having a lot of time because the products had to be developed. And, we had a customer and they asked for the price of the hardware, and the sales guy came back and says, well, I need some time to get that ready for you. And the guy goes, okay. And, he kind of goes out and takes a week and he comes back and the customer goes, well, that looks like, sort of basic generic pricing. I don't see like any discount in there for me or anything. He goes, well, in order to do that, you need to tell me how many you're going to buy. And then I can go back to my company and I can file for a price exception. That takes about 2 weeks. And the customer was just beside themselves. They were like, hey, that's ridiculous. I see the thing, it's ready to work. I'm ready to buy and start to deploy it. And you're telling me you can't even get me a proposal for how much this thing costs for weeks. So, things are changing, right? When it comes to working with our partners, we're really drastically working hard to change that sales cycle. And, if you're used to having weeks and months today, you better get used to not having weeks and months, because more and more, every time we're getting on these things, we're getting that, hey, how much is the hardware cost? Can you have a proposal to me? Or, hey, I'll get you your DoForms and your hardware proposal tomorrow. All right. So if you want to reduce your sales cycles dramatically, then you have to have the ability to give something that people can start using the next day. And that's one of the value propositions of DoForms for you as a partner of yours. And we make every effort in the world to build these things quickly, to get them into people's hands, to reduce risk in their mind. If somebody gives you something day one and you come back to them in a day and go, here it is, already digitized, already converted, and it does 90% of what you want, and the person's like, hey, but if it only could do this, and we're like, no problem, give me 2 seconds, we'll make it do that. That person has no fear. That person's not sitting there going, am I going to lose my job over this? I'm not sure they can do it. I'm not sure how long it's going to take them. Am I getting into something I'm going to regret? They're like, hey, can I try this? We're like, yeah, you got a free trial. Then they become what we call our internal champion, right? They go out and they go within their organization. They've got this form that we built, or this mobile app that we built for them in a day. They've got their input in it. They got us some of their data, so it looks like their stuff. They take it, they go to their management. Hey, we're going to solve problems. We're going to save money. We're going to do all these things. They become our internal champion. They become a hero in the company. And we sit back and let them do the sale for us, right? So, the whole thing about this is, how do you break down, those 15 meetings before you could sell something, those months of, golf lessons, golf outings and lunches you got to buy everybody. Let's change the way this works. Let's get our partners into situations where basically they can start generating money, not only from DoForms, but selling their own products in a drastically shortened sales cycle, a massively reduced sales cycle. And I'll challenge you, and you can come back to me after this and say, John, you were 100% wrong. It still takes 6 months. But I can almost guarantee you're going to come back to me after the first couple of meetings and go, you know what? I can't believe it. I didn't think it was true, but it's true. And we're seeing it every single day. We're working with partners across the board. We're working with the largest resellers in the industry. And, we're seeing it. We're seeing it grow. We're seeing, hey, we'll give you a small job. We'll give you another job. Hey, we'll give you a decent sized job. We'll get you more. Hey, the sales reps within the companies are starting to say, wow, that guy is starting to hit his quota because he's working with those guys and they're getting sales, they're getting solutions out, to customers more rapidly. And then, they want to work with us. So we're expanding within your sales organization. But I can tell you right now, DoForms is here to support your sales organization. So systems engineering, your sales reps, we will meet with these people. We used to fly all over the place. You can't do that right now, but we'll webinar everybody, lunch and learns. Whatever we got to do to help you get your sales team going, to help give your sales team the tools that they need to start effectively selling tomorrow. That's all in place today. That's all ready to rock and roll. All you need to do is sign up, as a reseller or a partner of DoForms. And, we go from there. And I think at the end of the day, like I said, recurring revenue is a great thing. And it really does add to the bottom line. You can make a business out of it. We have several people today making a business out of solutions they're selling on DoForms. So it's proven. It's out there. It's working. We have a growing base of resellers. We have our fastest revenue segment is reseller revenue, coming in from our partners. So, the other deals we're getting are internet, people coming in from the internet and stuff like that. And we're even starting to pass all those off to our partners now. It doesn't even make sense for us to do any of that. Literally, we're planning to, have DoForms be totally partner-based, totally reseller-based. So we're committed to you. We are not a bait and switch company. There's been a lot of companies out there that build up these huge recurring revenue bases, but they just get a commission, and then somebody in the new CEO of a company goes, hey, we could save a ton of money if we just cut all these resellers out and screw them. We're gonna keep all their revenue and let them sue us. We don't care. And I've seen companies that have spent millions of dollars on marketing and infrastructure and all this stuff, only to have all their recurring revenue ripped out from underneath them because they lost control of the billing the customer. We'll never put you in that position. And if you do want us to do the billing for you, well, that's just because you don't have the infrastructure to do it. We'll do it, but we have all the infrastructure to allow you to bill your own customers, maintain your own customer relationships. So you can maintain any investments you're making in this. You're not losing the customer. You're not having the ability for us to cut you off. Very important things. I've been there as a reseller. So I would never do to my resellers and my partners what I've seen some of these other companies, do to their resellers and their partners. We value you guys. We live through you guys. So, sign up today as a reseller, sign up today as a partner, and you'll get everything you need to hit the ground and go a million miles an hour. So with that, I know we have a little bit more time. I don't really see too many questions coming in. So, I'm going to end this session a little bit early. I've been at this since about 11 o'clock this morning. And if you need to think about this, think about it, but don't think for too long. Give us a call, sign up as a reseller, and start generating recurring revenue today. Thank you.